Greetings, this is Paul the Poke from paulthepoke.com. Today's topic, calls to enclose Incirlik Air Base, Turkey, Russia, and Iran uniting. Just jump right in. Iran and Turkey in the past have struggled for regional power and dominance in the region. I mean, Turkey is the gateway to Europe, considered part of Europe, and Iran is in the Middle East, and they've always struggled for control, specifically the areas between the two of them, mostly Iraq. Now, in a strange twist with the failed Turkish coup, Iran now supports President Erdogan in Turkey. And it's strange in the sense that Erdogan and Turkey are Sunni Muslims, Islamic State, and Iran, Shia Muslims, Islamic Republic. These two countries don't agree on how to handle the issue of Syria. So historically, and I think everybody probably recognizes this, the Shias and the Sunnis have not exactly played nice with each other. And I'm going to provide links for all of these. It's from the almonitor.com. August 7th, 2016, over 1 million Turks participated in the Democracy and Martyrs rally in Istanbul. And some people estimated this to be upwards of 5 million. I don't know what's what, but somewhere between 1 and 5 million people showed up. And President Erdogan announced he was in support of reinstituting the death penalty. And this is a clear act to step away from Europe and the European Union, because the EU, you can't be a member of the EU and have a death penalty in your country. And even more impressive, Erdogan was able to get all three of Turkey's political parties to get on the same page. This is being hailed as an incredible display of unity. And there was worldwide coverage of the event. August 8th, a lawmaker in Turkey called for the closure of the Incirlik Air Base. And this is from SputnikNews.com. And he says that the U.S. NATO occupation at the air base at Incirlik is a virus in the Middle East, and it's viewed as a threat to the security of Turkey. Bottom line, President Erdogan's uniting Turkey. He's got three political parties that, agreed to put their differences aside and unite behind this guy. Now, later in the week, Sputnik News also reported Turkey has no plans to close the Incirlik Air Base, but Turkey will guard its interest. And this is even garnering the attention of the LA Times. They wrote an op-ed, not that the LA Times op-ed has any influence on U.S. policy, but they think we should get our nukes out of Incirlik Air Base. So the air base is creating a lot of drama. August 8th, 2016, Vladimir Putin met with the leader of Iran, Hassan Rouhani, to increase military ties. And at the meeting, Iran received military equipment, including defense missiles, and they continue to agree on the management of Syria. Now, this meeting took place in Azerbaijan, and they also included them in their trifecta. And that's from the Jerusalem Post. August 9th, President Erdogan of Turkey traveled to Russia to meet with his, quote, good friend, Vladimir Putin. And he stated this will be a historic visit, a new beginning. Erdogan said, now the two countries look forward to restoring economic trade and ties. And, let's just let the troubles of the past and the downed aircraft be gone. But the interesting part of this is that now Vladimir Putin is playing both sides of the Islam equation. He's in cahoots with the Sunnis, that's Turkey, and also in with the Shias, that would be Iran. Russia, Turkey, and Iran are strengthening their political, economic, and military ties. And these references are from Radio Free Europe and TheGuardian.com. And even as late as today, so we're looking at the 12th, August 12th, Russia's been invited to help Turkey fight ISIS. And of course, we're going to help fight terrorism. And terrorism is rapidly becoming defined as anybody who disagrees with us is a terrorist. It doesn't matter what side you're looking at. So-and-so's calling the other side a terrorist. So that seems to be the new way of defining terrorism in our world. And so where does all this stuff fit in with the Bible? Well, that's Ezekiel 38 and 39. And I'm going to provide references for all of these. But the Bible, Magog and Gog. Gog is the leader of Magog. Magog is Russia. Meshech, Tubal, Gomer, Beth Dagarma, that would be modern-day Turkey. And again, you can look at the references. They're going to be included on the post. Persia, that'd be modern-day Iran. Persia and Elam, E-L-A-M, those would be Iran. Again, those references will be provided. And just to be absolutely clear, am I stating that President Recep Erdogan is the Antichrist? No, I'm not. Am I stating that Vladimir Putin is Gog? No, I'm not. And I'm not even suggesting that what we're watching today in 2016 is the beginning of the fulfillment of Ezekiel 38 and 39. But I will say this. This is a group of nations assembling as written by a prophet, Ezekiel, 2,700 years ago. Now, these nations have never gotten together. In fact, they've spent the previous 2,700 years, these groups of people in these specific lands have been fighting each other. And they're getting together for the first time ever. And I do think that's noteworthy. And so the bottom line is there was a guy wandering around out in the desert named Ezekiel, and God came to talk to him, and he wrote the stuff down. And these groups of people are getting together 2,700 years later, roughly 2,700 years later. And so do you believe it? That's the issue. And I would encourage everybody to do their own homework. We know how the story ends. They all get together. They decide to go invade Israel from the north. They'll go through Damascus, which they got their foot in Damascus right now. And there will be a resounding thud that will be unequivocally, no doubt, God acting on behalf of Israel. And it will be a massive butt-kicking, hail, fires, firestorms, all the typical stuff, brimstone. But it will be decisive acts of nature, acts of God. That will be the difference. That's what it says. And so do you believe it? That's the issue. So if you're interested, please feel free to check out paulthepoke.com. Keywords, trend update, Turkey, Russia, Iran, any of the family names, Meshech, Tubal, Beth Dagarma, Gog, Magog, Persia, etc. Thanks for listening. Take care. Bye.